I do. I am a software engineer. I specifically test software. I basically try to go in and break the system. I think of test cases. I get like a list of requirements that basically says this is what the users are going to do with this software, this is how they're going to use this software, and I basically try to go in and verify these requirements, make sure, okay, if this is what the user's going to do, we can do that with this software. It's not going to, the system's not going to blow up when we try to do that. We do some error cases. Okay, what if the user enters this in the form instead of this? Does it come back with the correct results based on what's in the database? That kind of stuff. And like I said, I basically try to break the software, which is kind of fun. I started with Lockheed Martin right after I graduated from college in 1994. I was originally supposed to be doing software development because my background is actually as a software developer. And then I moved down to the DC area like fall of 95, and they didn't have any software development positions available immediately, but they did have some test positions available. So they asked me, have you ever wanted to try test? And I said, yeah, I've always wanted to try test, and I just loved it so much that I never went back. So I've actually been a tester over 20 years now. There's, in a lot of the groups there are more men, but it's interesting in my group, the test organization, it's actually mostly women. There's a few men, but mostly women in my actual group. No, there wasn't. I mean, looking at what people do now in high school, I mean, I think in high school I had maybe basic and Pascal languages. It wasn't until I got to college that I had Fortran and C and C++, and Java wasn't even in the picture back then. I mean, yes, it's very close to C, but of course there was no Java back then. It hadn't, been come about yet. Not really technology-wise. I mean, leadership-wise, I mean, there were other organizations in high school that I participated in, but it wasn't anything technology-wise. Once I got to college at Penn State, there were more clubs there. Like one of the organizations I was in college was ASWIT. That was nice because it was all women, so it was sort of like, okay, here are some other women who are also in engineering. Because back then, that is one thing. There are a lot more women that I work with now than when I first started. I mean, when I was in college, there was only one other girl in my major. At first I was considering comp sci because the computer engineering major at Penn State was still relatively new. I mean, I really liked computers in high school. I liked, programming languages. I really liked to program. There was an honors advisor who basically advised all the honor students, and he was talking to me, and he said, well, he's like, I talked to a lot of my students who want to do comp sci, and comp sci is really just a specialization of math. He's like, if you want to actually design stuff and build stuff, what you might want to do is Penn State's, getting together a new major. It's computer engineering, and it's basically kind of a combination of the comp sci, the programming, as well as the engineering. It pulls in like the electrical engineering, so you actually get, the engineering degree too. And I thought, well, that sounds kind of cool. Maybe I'll do that. So, he taught me. So I ended up switching. I had to wait, I think, until classes actually started to switch colleges, but I switched immediately from the College of Liberal Arts to the College of Engineering, and I went into the computer engineering major when I could declare my major my sophomore, junior year, and that's what my degree's in. It is. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I really enjoy getting to know the whole system rather than just like a little itty bitty piece of it. And the people I work with are really fun to work with, and that makes it a lot of fun too. Is just the people I work with. there's a lot of opportunity in technology. I mean, and part of it is it's forever changing. There's always something new coming out. Yes, and that's very important. I mean, especially anyone you can get. I mean, if you know anyone, especially if they're a woman in the technology field, it's really important to get a mentor. They can help you and kind of guide you. Well, like I said, I don't want to do management, so probably just staying technical. And it's hard to say because with technology, you never know what's going to happen in 10 years with technology. But just keeping up to date with what's going on, new technology that's coming out, and probably I'll probably still be testing. So because I really enjoy testing. Well, I would say, I mean, if you're interested in science and math, I mean, definitely go for engineering or a science degree in college. I mean, there are much more opportunities going now. I mean, like I said, when I was in school, there were a lot fewer engineers. I mean, I maybe had like one other woman in some of my classes, in my engineering classes. But now, I mean, I see many more people we're hiring now, many more are women. So, I mean, there are definitely lots of opportunities. And if you get a job where they'll clear you and you'll get a clearance, definitely take them up on that, because if you're cleared, that offers, a lot of opportunities once you have a clearance.